Hey, this is Rich McDonald, and I play Commander David Mason on Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And you're listening to Everything Geek Podcast.
Hello, I'm Simon Fisherbecker. You probably know me better as Dorian Moldovar from Doctor Who, or the Fat Friar from Harry Potter. And this is Everything Geek Podcast.
Your attention, masters, mistresses. All systems functional for the Everything Geek Podcast.
Hey, it's James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Poku in Star Wars The Clone Wars, and you're listening to Everything Geek, the podcast.
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot with the Everything Geek Podcast.
Hello everyone, you're listening to the Everything Geek Podcast. I'm your host Rory, and joining me today is a very special guest. We have actress Arti, Shah, who is best known for playing a Gringotts Goblin in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, and was Rocket Raccoon's reference movement stand-in on Guardians of the Galaxy, Constant Lane, stunt double on World War Z, and the female creature performer on Attack the Block. So how are you today, Arti? It's a pleasure to have you join us on the podcast. It's not every day we can say we're interviewing a female who played a Gringotts Goblin, which is male. Yeah, I mean, it's especially weird for me because, of course, with Harry Potter, the last film came out like 4 years ago. I mean, they do such a great job, you would just never even imagine any of the goblins. You just presume they're all male. Like, when you got announced for London Film and Comic-Con a week or so ago, and I heard that, and I found out that you played a Gringotts Goblin, and I'm like, what? Like, yeah. It's just something you don't think about, though, you know, when you're watching the film. Like, that just tells you how good a job they did. Definitely. So getting right into the questions, my first question for you, Arti, is how did you decide you wanted to become an actress? Very interesting, a really great answer. It is interesting how some actors and actresses like yourself, you know, were going to do something else and then you got recommended for acting, and, you know, it's very interesting. It's always good to be recommended for something, of course. Moving on to my second question, how did you get cast as the Gringotts Goblin that you played in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2? very interesting. It's very interesting indeed. Moving on to my third question. Seeing as you played a male Gringotts Goblin in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, it must have taken a long time for the makeup and prosthetics to be applied so you could look like a male goblin. Can you tell us how long it took for the makeup and prosthetics to be applied? Yeah, definitely, and I think it's going to surprise a lot of Harry Potter fans the more that find out about the goblins that are played by women. I mean, Harry Potter is like my second favorite franchise of all time, both books and films, and I was just so surprised because even I didn't know that, and I love behind the scenes, facts like that, and yeah, definitely, I completely agree. Like, it's just very special in some way how it can be done like that, just with makeup and prosthetics. So moving on to my fourth question, can you tell us about the work you did with the reference movement to help bring Rocket Raccoon to life in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Gun, and as you know, it's no ordinary gun, and I've got to say it was pretty heavy.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, Rocket Raccoon certainly likes very big weapons, that's for sure.
He does, but it was so cool. I think that's one thing I will always remember, holding Rocket Raccoon's gun.
Yeah, definitely. And in regard to the prison scene, yeah, I do remember. In fact, I rewatched it this morning, but yeah, really interesting scene.
Yeah, he's brilliant. I love Rocket.
Yeah, who doesn't now, actually? And that leads into my next question, which is how does it feel knowing that you helped bring Rocket Raccoon to life, a character who is now not just popular to comic fans, but film fans as well?
Rocket Raccoon to me was such a cool character to bring to life, and it's such a humbling experience, and I feel so lucky to have been involved.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy was a big film as well when it was released last year, but I think what was also great about it was a surprising film in a lot of ways. Like, it was very different and I guess you could say sort of risky. It worked so well in the end. Like, so many people enjoyed it, which is obviously really great. And Rocket Raccoon is such, as I said, a popular character now.
Yeah, and the comedy element of the film as well, the
Yeah,
characters.
absolutely. Moving on to my sixth question, can you tell us about your work as the female creature performer on Attack the Block?
Oh, so I was the little alien that got killed off at the beginning. So Attack the Block, I've got to say, was the best workout I ever had. The costume was half my body weight, and I had to learn how to run on all fours with arm extensions, literally bringing this alien to life and learning alien-esque movement, you could say. And when I first saw the film, I thought to myself, wow, is that really me? Because the alien looked pretty cool. The poor thing got killed off.
It's a terrible thing, isn't it? Movies introduce such a cool alien and then kill it off right away.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It was
what's up with
really,
that?
really good to work on.
Yeah, I mean, and that must have been some workout.
It was, it was.
Yeah, it sure sounded like it was. So, for my final question, do you have any upcoming acting roles or any other projects you would like to talk about?
I'm busy auditioning at the moment and there's nothing in the pipeline, but you never know what's around the corner.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anything could happen. Like, sometimes big surprises happen in the world, that's for sure.
Yes,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
especially in the acting world, of course, that's for sure.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, and we're only halfway through the year, so I've got the other half to try and get some other cool projects under my belt.
Definitely. So that's all of our questions for you today, Arti. It's been a pleasure talking to you on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome, and hopefully we can talk to you again at some point.
Yes, hopefully. You never know. We could be speaking maybe, I don't know. How many films have I done at the moment? So let me try and do a few more and
Yeah,
then we'll speak again.
definitely. So we'll talk to you again soon then, and I'll see you at London Film and Comic Con next month as
Yes,
well.
yes. I look forward to meet you.
See you then. Bye. And
Bye.
thanks again for joining us.
Okay, bye.
So that was our interview with actress Arti Shah. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. So to wrap up today's show, make sure to check out our podcast links. Check out our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/everythinggeekpodcast. Check out our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/user/everythinggeekcast. Check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/everythinggeekp. Check us out on Instagram, instagram.com/official Everything Geek Podcast. Check out our Mixcloud profile, www.mixcloud.com/Everything Geek Podcast. Email us below email, everythinggeekpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our companion podcast, Everything Geek Comic Cast, www.facebook.com/Everything Geek Comic Cast. Make sure to check out the host's YouTube channels. Mine is www.youtube.com/user